Go. And round two for the Agumake sisters. Chene and Nneka battling just about a week or so ago. A game that LA won handily over Chene's Connecticut squad. So now they go at it as East versus West. Just a fun energy to this day. You can feel it, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's great. A phenomenal crowd here in Phoenix. There's been a great few days of activities leading up to this game. These players are ready. They're energized, ready to put on a show.
Tamika Catchings has been voted as starter every year she's eligible. Diana Taurasi could be on her way to another MVP award in this league. And this Mercury crowd in Phoenix has been seeing nothing but wins. Phoenix has won 12 straight, so sort of the perfect appetizer to this All-Star Game entree, because they've already become very excited about this WNBA season in this city in particular.
Yeah, and Phoenix is a city that, when their team is good, has always had a tremendous fan base. They're getting rewarded for it this year. Phoenix playing such good basketball.
Last year, the All-Star Game was a win for the Western Conference. 102-98, that was in Connecticut. Candace Parker set an all-star record with 23 points in that one, garnered MVP honors. The West has won 8 of the 11 WNBA All-Star games that have been played. West won the first 6, the East has taken 3 of the last 5, and we shall see if Brittany Griner can make it 2 in a row for the West here this afternoon. Angel McCautry's Atlanta Dream have been running away from everybody in the Eastern Conference. That's why you see 3 starters from Atlanta on the floor here in today's All-Star Game. And we are underway with the 2 Mercury teammates tipping. Griner finishing on a beautiful feed from Maya Moore.
We expect to see a lot more excitement. Great finish by Griner. How about that pass by Maya Moore? Sweet.
Here's Tamika Catchings with a little lane. She has looked terrific in just 6 games played after missing the first 17 for Indiana. Candace Parker given all kinds of space. Here is Taurasi. And Griner tips it out of bounds to the East.
You know what you notice when the West comes down offensively? Every time a player touches the ball, the first thing they do is look at Griner to see if they can throw up an alley-oop.
Well, I would think that is probably the primary goal today, maybe even more so than winning. Make sure you get Brittany her time.
Well, I think just to reward the fans. I mean, I think it's something that all of the fans would like to see.
Cappy Pondexter representing the Liberty here today to Catchings. A little bit off the mark on a 3, and that's out of bounds to the West.
Early in these All-Star games, players feeling one another out on their own team to see what their teammates are going to do, but also defensively. How hard is the other team going to go defensively?
Usually it picks up as the game goes on, right?
Yes.
When it's a little bit tighter late. Last year's contest turned into a terrific game. There's Maya Moore. You leave her that open, she'll knock it down every time. The 3-time All-Stars on the board. Moore averaging more than 24 points a game thus far this season. As Shoni Schimmel is stripped by Skylar Diggins. Diggins weaving her way through traffic and just unable to finish. Schimmel on the other end. She likes this kind of game, I'd imagine, because she likes to be nifty on the floor.
Yeah, she likes wide open where she can just run and make exciting passes and plays.
Shoni Schimmel said she learned her freestyle ways in Street Ball Sundays on the res, as she said, referring to the reservation she grew up in Oregon. A big following for Shoni Schimmel. Here's Griner powering it home. No dunks, but a couple of nifty finishes early on for Brittany Griner. And this is probably the kind of pace you would expect early on in an All-Star game.
Yeah, they're going to go up and down the floor. I don't expect to see any shot clock violations here today, Ryan.
Griner on the reverse, and that's 6 early for Brittany Griner. Another nice feed from Maya Moore. And there Moore is going to be called for the foul, reaching in on Angel McCautry.
And Brittany Griner going to the basket. All her teammates, look at the perfect pass, but That's tough. Her balance kind of leaning towards the baseline, catches and finish, and then they feed her again and again. You're smart if you're playing for the West to look inside for Griner.
On the other end, Schimmel, a little bit off the mark on a 3. Here's Maya Moore. Angel McCautry, a 3-time All-Star, has had a terrific year with the Atlanta Dream. Dream right now 15-6, the only team over 500 in the East. Pondexter on the breakdown, scoots it out to De Souza, who wedges it in.
Erica De Souza.
Griner, not a dunk, but another finish. And if Brittany Griner doesn't get to throw one down, she keeps up this pace, she still will end up with a trophy at the end of the day.
Erica De Souza's like, I'm not getting out of the way. You're not going to have an easy dunk on me.
Here's McCautry, lost it out of bounds.
Maya Moore once again looking for Griner. Griner comes up. De Souza, like De Souza's smart. She's in a position where she can't get dunked on, but she's also not completely getting out of the way so Brittany can gather and throw it down.
She's saying, all right, you can perhaps do it, but it's going to have to be earned somewhat.
Yeah.
Here's Catchings on a steal. The WNBA's all-time leader finishes on the other end. Picking the pocket, nothing new for her. Here's Candice Dupree, just checked into the game and making the hometown crowd happy. Dupree, Lindsay Whalen, and Sue Bird all into the game for the West. The remaining starters out there are Griner and Maya Moore.
I would imagine Cheryl Reeve will not play Maya Moore and Lindsay Whalen too many minutes. Those are her players. She wants them to get a little bit of rest this weekend.
Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the West. From the defending champion Lynx. Here's Pondexter. And didn't have anybody to toss to once she committed to the air, so it ends up with a fan. Now we've seen Griner with 8 points early on, Rebecca, but just how about the way her game has developed this year?
Matured so much since a season ago. And her expectations were so high last year when she came in. Nice 3 by Sue Bird. When Griner came in, as one of the 3 to see, and then she had a knee injury she was dealing with, she is a much more mature, versatile offensive player this season.
And a huge reason why Phoenix is 18-3 at the All-Star break. Here's Schimmel. Yep. You can hear the reaction from the crowd. Plenty of Shoni Schimmel fans have made their way here. Moore's pass, not handled by Whalen. Here's Schimmel, and denied by Brittany Griner, who has a laugh about it afterwards with the much smaller Schimmel.
Well, the biggest upset in NCAA history, Shoni Schimmel had a play like this on the other side of the hoop where she was able to finish it over Griner. This time, not so much.
Griner leading the WNBA in blocks, and it's not even close. She has 44 more than the next closest player, and she receives a nice hand as she checks out. 80 blocks on the season for Griner, who is 4 of 4 with 8 points thus far. Tina Charles just checking into the game and burying her first bucket for the Eastern Conference. Here's Bird. Left alone, says why not? Not that time, but the offensive board to Whalen. The Lynx point guard has her pocket picked by Jessica Breland. Charles will pop a 3. Off the mark.
That's about the most excitement a non-dunking big player can give you in an All-Star game.
This is their chance to fire away from downtown. Here's Breon January into the game, a first-time All-Star who played at Arizona State, has friends and family here. Glory Johnson was wondering if she'd go for the dunk, but went for the little scoop instead, and her teammates are going to have a laugh about that.
Yeah, she dunked yesterday in practice, but unlike Brittany Griner, she really needs to get her steps right and have her feet right in order to throw it down.
Danielle Robinson from San Antonio steps in front for the steal. Whalen goes behind the back and through the legs of January. Glory Johnson unable to finish. January just got megged on a beautiful pass from Whalen. The All-Star game off to a fun start as we step aside here in Phoenix.
The Boost Mobile WNBA All-Star Game 2014 is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
Excited, just to be able to have that phone call as a rookie, it's truly a blessing.
Well, Jodi Schimmel excited, one of those 5 first-time All-Stars here today, with a large contingent of fans with her here in Phoenix. Voted in as a starter, as a rookie, the 8th overall pick for the Atlanta Dream, helping them to a 15-6 record atop the Eastern Conference with a 6-game cushion in front of second-place Indiana.
Yeah, it's not even close in the Eastern Conference in terms of competition.
Here's Breon January, will pop. A little bit off, and the rebound into the arms of Candice Dupree. Lindsay Whalen will hook it out to Glory Johnson. And Dupree keeps it alive. Sue Bird, Danielle Robinson, Glory Johnson, Candice Dupree, Lindsay Whalen on the floor right now for the West, as Robinson misses on the flip. Breon January, Katie Douglas, along with Chiney Ogwumike, Jessica Breland, and Tina Charles out there for the East as the 3 goes down for Douglas to tie this game at 18.
Katie Douglas looking to get another All-Star Game MVP. She's shooting it whenever she has a look from the perimeter.
Here's Glory Johnson, and she's fouled. As we check in with the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Holly Ruff.
Jodi Schimmel has a large contingent here because it's mostly her family. 10 people in the Schimmel family. They are all here watching her today. Her parents, Rick and Cece, made the trip along with her siblings. But Jodi has had a huge impact on the WNBA and her Native American following, who is so true to her. Within the first few hours of her joining Atlanta, their Twitter followers went up in the thousands. And how about this? On the road, opposing fans have asked to set up meet and greets with Jodi Schimmel. She has 6 already scheduled this year. These are the opposing fans who have driven to see her. Today I spoke with some fans in the stands. Some people drove 16 hours to be here from Oklahoma, New Mexico, Flagstaff, all over the country.
Wow, good stuff, Holly. The first Native American WNBA All-Star is Schimmel. Her jersey, the top-selling jersey in the WNBA this season, and the 3rd leading vote-getter this year. She's a reserve on Atlanta, but a starter here today. Candice Dupree up ahead of the field.
Jodi Schimmel just galvanized the attention of the entire Native American community her last 2 seasons at Louisville, and it's continued through her rookie campaign.
A fun style of play for Schimmel as well. Sure, you will see her attempt some creative passes out here this afternoon.
Just such a nice kid, too. You can tell she's having fun every minute that she's on the floor.
Sue Bird, nice entry. Dupree couldn't spin it home. We get to see Sue Bird on the court this year after spending the season last year, working the broadcast airwaves with us at ESPN.
It's good to have her back.
Here is Nneka Ogwumike, a nice find to Candice Dupree.
Let's see if Nneka and Chiney guard one another.
There's Tina Charles finishing the lob. That's right, the 2 Ogwumike sisters on the floor right now, opposing each other. Chiney for the East and Nneka for the West. Dupree again posting inside, doesn't need the left hand to finish on that one.
Just a swat away Breon January with that left hand.
Tina Charles right back down the other way. Plenty of offense in this opening quarter. A 26-22 lead for the Western Conference. Ogwumike a little bit short on the 3. Chiney couldn't handle as she was pushing off of her sister, looking to score the bucket.
When those 2 faced off about a week ago, Connecticut and LA, there was one play where Nneka just swung her elbow right to get her sister off of her. Like, reminds you of when they were kids playing in the backyard.
There, Chiney with the deflection. It ends up in the hands of Douglas. Gorgeous down-court feed, and Chiney lays it home. By the way, we're going to hear from Chiney and Nneka, the 2 sisters, together with Holly in a little bit.
Maybe mic'd for sound in the second half too, right?
That is correct. I'm glad you've touched base with the production staff and you've been paying attention at the meetings the same way that
Taking the notes.
we've seen improvement from Skylar Diggins and Brittany Griner one year to the next. Clearly, we've seen it from you as well, paying attention to the notes, Rebecca. Breon January drains the 3. The Arizona State grad is on the board. Johnson tracks it down. Shot clock is off. Nobody needs to pay attention to it in this game. Dupree won't. Can't finish. The heave from January is off the mark. And the Western Conference with a 28-27 lead after one, courtesy of a huge start from Brittany Griner. After the introductions were over, she's introducing herself to this fan base. 8 points, 4 of 4, and a 1-point lead for the West.
Be nice on each other, but I have sisters. We compete. I don't think that's true. What do you think?
I agree. We compete. You know, it's inevitable. We had to play against each other. I'm about to give Chene buckets, though, so.
I highly doubt that. Right now the tab is 2-0, Ogwumike, so. No, but it's fun. We have fun. We compete. It's fun.
So you're the first sisters to play in the All-Star game. What was your reaction when you found out?
I was really excited. More excited for Chene. You know, it's her rookie year. She's having an amazing season, and I didn't expect anything less.
Now, I saw you throw an elbow in the first game you played against each other, so is there going to be some retaliation?
I still have a bruise. But you know what? She's my inspiration. I'm so proud of everything she's done. She's a 2-time All-Star. She's my best friend, and I get to call her my sister, so I'm lucky.
Love each other, but not today, right?
Oh, all the time. It's all love.
We just hide it a little bit.
Fun stuff from Chene and Nneka. How about that, throwing an elbow at your sister in a game? Has the bruise still to prove it. Here's Cappy Pondexter. By the way, there's a couple other Ogwumike sisters still in the pipeline. You have Olivia at Pepperdine and Erica, who's a star in high school in Houston, as Maya Moore lays it in. The starters back out there for the Western Conference, including Diana Taurasi, Skylar Diggins, and Maya Moore as well. Here's Taurasi leaving for Diggins. On a 3, it's good for perhaps right now the favorite to be named Most Improved Player of the Year, Skylar Diggins.
Yeah, without question, her improvement from last year to this season has just been striking, not only in her point production, but her efficiency on the court. I'm really impressed with the way Skylar's improved her game from last year to this year.
She averaged 8.5 points a game last year. This year she's averaging 21.
And the expectations were so high, and there was so much hype for her coming in. And this offseason, she didn't go overseas. Instead, she stayed here. And yeah, she had a lot of appearances, but she clearly was also working every day on her game.
Here's Chene, knocked away by Skylar. For more on Skylar Diggins, let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Skylar is leading second in the league in scoring per game. That improvement's been huge. She said she's done it by getting a grown woman body for a grown woman league. She added strength and conditioning, but then she also went back and watched film with her assistant coach, Neil Ivey, Muffet McGraw. She got back in the film room, learned more this summer, and the results have been impalpable.
No question about that. Thank you, Holly. Skylar was a little bit of a star the other night at the ESPYs as well, as Nneka Ogwumike lays it in, plus the foul. Nneka trying to catch up to sister Chene on the scoreboard.
Maya Moore making some nice bounce passes so far early in this game. Great finish by Ogwumike, and they're feeling it over on the sideline too.
Last year's All-Star MVP, Candace Parker, liking what she saw. Maya Moore with 4 assists already for the Western Conference.
She's scoring a lot of points this season, but she is not a selfish basketball player.
Angel McCausty spins it in for 2. Moore, run off the line. Nice little sidestep and bucket for Maya Moore, who now has 7 points to go with those 4 assists. Here's Catchings. Chene, got it.
Chene plays with so much energy. We saw her earlier in this game just running down the floor. She makes her living with the Connecticut Sun, getting those second chance points inside.
Nneka lays it up and in, and now it's 4-4, Ogwumike sister versus Ogwumike sister.
And they're both keeping track.
Oh, yes, they are. Ivory Latta, who was perhaps the most lively personality in last year's All-Star game, misses on a 3. Beautiful passing on the other end. Taurasi to Moore, and Diggins finishes. Chiney Agumike. Now she has 6. Let's see if Nneka tries to respond. Diggins on a 3. You bet. Skylar Diggins has come out hot in this second quarter. 8 points. Nine-point lead for the Western Conference. Moore with the denial, and then a little collision with Angel McCautry. Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. It is a full slate of games across our networks, Rebecca. On Tuesday on NBA TV, Atlanta at defending champion Minnesota. On ESPN2, it'll be Indiana at Chicago, followed by Phoenix at Seattle. On Wednesday, NBA TV, early on, it's Connecticut at Washington, then 10:30 Eastern at night. It's New York at Los Angeles. For more on these games, log on to WNBA.com.
Tuesday, you and I will be in Chicago for that Indiana at Chicago game. Chicago really struggling, lost their last 6. They need Elena Dilettant to get healthy.
Look at Diggins, up, under, and in, and Skylar Diggins is the first player this afternoon in double figures. She has 10, and it has come in a flurry in this second quarter. Diggins starring in the Agumike sisters in their own battle here in Phoenix.
First, you got big sister wearing the mask. Ooh, taking it right to little sister, but Chiney, man, I can teach you a thing or two as well.
Finger roll is good. Maya rings the 30-point bell for the 9th time this season.
Wow.
Taurasi going deep for 3.
With her last basket, Diana Taurasi has moved past Katie Smith into second place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list.
Griner who dunks it in.
Brittany Griner was not to be outdone. She wanted to quiet this crowd.
Griner goes in and slams it. Great ball movement by the Mercury, and they get it into Griner.
Well, the Phoenix Mercury certainly have starred, as has Maya Moore, in this first half of the WNBA season. You think right now Phoenix has to be the favorites, even though Minnesota has won 2 of the last 3 titles, Rebecca?
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, they're 18-3. They're playing so well, 12 in a row, and they're healthy. You remember how important that is in this short WNBA season for the success of a team. The
Lynx anticipating getting back Rebecca Brunson and Simone Augustus, which will help their cause in trying to knock off the red-hot Phoenix Mercury as Skylar Diggins gets hit and will go to the line right now. One of the stars of the East for the Indiana Fever, Tamika Catchings, sitting without Holly Rupp.
Well, you'd think this is like a fun, happy game right now, but Tamika is actually really mad. Why are you so mad right now, Tamika?
I'm a little upset because we need to play better defense. You know, they're getting wide open shots, and we're taking care of our post players, our perimeters. They need to guard somebody.
You want your guards to guard?
Somebody has to.
Well, you're one of the best players here. You tied Tina Thompson for the most All-Star appearances. What is it, do you think, that's made you so special being voted an All-Star every single year of your career?
I think just going out, and I would hope that every single time somebody sees me play, they see the excitement and the passion that I have for the game. And I just go hard, you know, I love this game, and I love playing, and everybody's like, you know, how do you like your job? I'm like, I don't honestly feel like I have a job. This is something that I enjoy doing and I love doing.
Well, I feel like this is you've got a lot of older great players here today, but a lot of new generation coming in. What is the example that you are trying to set for them, Tamika?
You know, just being able to take care of your body. And I think for me, every single year, just coming in with something different. And everybody always asks, like, what is the thing that makes you successful every year? And it's like, you know, every year, every summer, I'm working on something different to be better. And I know a lot of us, we go overseas, we play, but even when you're over there, you know, just continue to get better. We got now the generation, they have something to look forward to. So these young ladies, the younger ones, have been able to watch us for 18 years as we celebrate our 18th year of the WNBA. So it's really exciting for me that we set a great example and that we've given them an opportunity to continue to do what they want to do as well.
Thank you so much. Second oldest player here, still the hardest player.
And you know what? You might be good luck for the East there talking with Tamika Holly because her former teammate Katie Douglas just knocked down a couple of threes to cut it to 6, and the East has gotten a couple of stops, which you know Tamika likes. How about that flick pass from Schimmel. Charles unable to finish. Erica DeSouza will. And suddenly it is indeed a 4-point game. Rebecca Tamiki Catchings is one of those vibrant, magnetic personalities. Walks into a room, gives all of us a hug every time she sees us. Really a great ambassador for this sport.
I think she makes all of the fans feel that way. She does so much for the Indianapolis community through her foundation. She's just a great symbol of what this league can be all about.
There is Skylar Diggins. No, Griner can't. Parker can. And Candace Parker, last year's All-Star MVP, is on the board with her first field goal.
I just like that Tamika Catchings was upset about the defense her team was playing. All-Star game, second quarter, come on.
5-time Defensive Player of the Year, Catchings is. Here's Taurasi. Katie Douglas has gotten hot for the East, has 9 points on 3 threes. Try to use the window there. Here's Parker. Led Whalen a little bit too far. Let's take a listen in to Katie Douglas, wired for sound.
She's getting ready for you, JB. Yeah, Tina, that's what I'm talking about. Instant offense. Looking like a quarterback out there.
Yes, she is. That was a gorgeous down-court feed. And Katie Douglas has helped lead a little rally here in this second quarter. The East has taken what was a 12-point deficit and shaved it down to 2.
Katie Douglas' leadership ability is one of the reasons Connecticut really wanted to sign her in this offseason. They've got a young team, and they need her veteran leadership.
Brittany Griner made her first 4 field goals in the first quarter. She has missed her last 4. Here's Charles over a Griner, and Tina Charles showing off those post skills has tied this game at 49, a 14-2 run for the Eastern Conference.
That'll be one of Tina Charles' highlights. You got 6'8" long arms coming at you.
Charles now has 12 to lead all scorers. Parker. Here's Griner going in for the throwdown. The crowd had been anticipating it, and her teammates finally set her up for a flush. $10 points for Brittany Griner. Here's Charles. Not that time. Freeland just lost it out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. Brittany Griner, there's one, Rebecca. You just need 3 more to hit your number.
She's going to get there. She's going to get 4. I'm confident.
The first one thrown down with authority from that right hand and a little tongue to boot. Taking a look at the class of 2015 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductees, Kurt Budke will be joined by Jeanette Arcane, Janet Harris, Gail Gestencourt, Brad Smith, and then finally Lisa Leslie won 2 titles with the LA Sparks, rounds out the 2015 class, and she is standing by with our Holly Rowe.
Well, Lisa Leslie preparing to enter the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. What is it that you hope after all these years that your legacy will be to the women's game?
Well, I'm so thankful for all the women who came before me. It's been an honor to play and represent the WNBA as well as our country in 4 Olympics. And so I just hope I've inspired so many young girls and boys out there to do your best, practice, work hard, get your education, and the sky's the limit.
The sky has been not the limit today because Brittany Griner going up and dunking, but you were the first woman to dunk in the WNBA and in an All-Star game. So what do you think of the dunks so far?
Well, I think the dunks have been great. My records have all been made to be broken, and these young ladies are doing a phenomenal job of carrying this game to the next level. I'm so proud of Brittany Griner, and it just continues to get better.
Thank you so much. A legend, Lisa Leslie.
Thank you. Hi, Lauren and MJ. Love you. Be home soon.
Good stuff, Holly. I'm sure Lisa Leslie liked that little Shoni Schimmel pass and Angel McCautry finish as well.
1 minute.
Tie this game at 51 inside the final minute of the second quarter. Here is Schimmel off on a 3. Tina Charles can't finish. Jessica Breland will, and the East has its first lead of the afternoon.
That Angel McCautry, a possession ago, though. That's the play of the game so far.
Griner knocks it out off of McCautry. Coming up on the State Farm Halftime Report, we'll go back to the studio. Doug Kazarian will take us live from the locker rooms, and Rory roaring at the Open Championship. Here's Danielle Robinson. Whalen's pass controlled by Parker, trying to squeeze it in. It'll stay with the Western Conference. West led 47-35 in this game. The East has outscored them 18-4 over the last 5+ minutes. Taurasi can't hit, and a 3-second differential game in shot clock. Schimmel is on full gear and finishes with a little reverse scoop.
That was similar to the shot.
Parker trying to throw down the alley-oop, could not, but flags it down. Here's Whalen on the dish with the finish.
That last Schimmel shot was similar to the one she hit on Griner 2 seasons ago.
Tina Charles with 14 points. Lindsay Whalen lets it fly, and the first half comes to an end. The Eastern Conference closes it on a 22-6 run as Brittany Griner gives a nice little hug to Angel McCautry. Tina Charles with 14 points to lead all scorers. Skylar Diggins tops in the West with 11 points. Angel McCautry with the highlight of the first half, that 360 finish. Skylar Diggins, the leading scorer for the West, is standing by with our Holly Rowe.
Well, you know, Skylar, I noticed before the game, everybody's kind of messing around, having fun, and you were really locked in and intense. What did you want to bring in your first All-Star experience today?
I just want to be competitive and have fun. I mean, so many great players on my team, and I just want to do my part.
So you guys had a pretty big lead. You have squandered that going into the locker room. What has to change in the second half?
We got to play some defense. They getting too many breakout layups, so I say they're cherry picking a little bit, Holly. We got to see about that, though. All right.
All right, well, Skylar Diggins with 11 points in the second quarter, thanks to cherry picking, as she described her offensive strategy in that second frame. The East a 57-53 lead over the West at the half here in Phoenix. We will go to the studio and check in with the State Farm Halftime Report. That is coming up after these messages here on ESPN.
Baby, you're so classic.
Welcome back to US Airways Center, the Boost Mobile WNBA All-Star Game 2014. The East leading the West 57-53. We get ready to start the third quarter. Let's take a look at today's first half stats, sponsored by SAP. Tina Charles leading all scorers with 14 points. Katie Douglas helping the charge with 9. Skylar Diggins leads the West with 11 as we welcome you courtside. Ryan Rucco alongside Rebecca Lobo. Of course, all the fans here in Phoenix, they have come to see Brittany Griner. They want to see her throw it down. They saw one dunk. It was a decent dunk, but they also saw some very good offensive play from Griner. And that is our Get to a Better State, brought to you by State Farm, Rebecca.
Well, that was Brittany Griner showing in which ways she's improved from last year to this year. I mean, she can finish around the rim. It doesn't have to be a dunk. That was a really difficult play, catching it with one hand and coming in. You knew the Minnesota players were looking to get Griner involved almost every single time down the floor. They were trying to get her a touch inside, and she can have a pretty big impact on the defensive end as well.
There was the flush from Brittany Griner, and the reaction afterwards. 10 points for her, out on the floor to begin this third quarter. 5 of 9 from the floor was Griner in that first half. The East erased a 12-point deficit, finished the half on a 22-6 run as Griner gets block number 2 to begin the third. Brittany Griner, the leader in blocks in the WNBA this season. The runaway leader. with a 44 block advantage. Here's Cappy Pondexter, had it knocked from behind, but then Taurasi's pass was an errant one, and Pondexter ends up with 2. And the East has its biggest lead of the game. It is 6. We heard Holly talking with Diana Taurasi at the half saying, Cheryl Reeves said, let's go. I want you to play a little bit harder in this second half. Griner on a 3. It's good. And then she talks a little trash to the East bench, and the West bench likes it as well.
I'm sure Cheryl Reeve would like to see all of the Phoenix players playing really, really hard and maybe getting tired before they have a chance to meet up again later in the season.
Here's Maya Moore with 2 to her left. Tried to skip it over to Whalen, but Pondexter comes up with the steal. Catchings goes over the backboard on the reverse, and then has a mouth guard laugh about it.
Brittany Griner stepping outside the three-point line. You don't even see her do that in warm-ups.
No.
But nice little arc on that shot.
That's right, and then the follow-through and a little comment for the bench of the East. Here's Griner pivoting inside. Doesn't get it to go. Moore with the back tap, fighting hard for the board. Maya Moore in and out on a 3. Maya Moore with 7 points, 5 assists. As Schimmel knocks down another 3. She has 8 points to go with 5 assists. Taurasi is on the board. Diana Taurasi's first field goal of the game.
You wouldn't have thought it would take her that long to get some points, especially playing in front of her home crowd, but she's trying to get everybody else involved.
The second leading scorer all time in the W, as Schimmel misfires on a 3. Schimmel will try again and hit. Joni Schimmel is in double figures. She has 11. Here's Taurasi with the cradle and finish, and suddenly Diana Taurasi has back-to-back field goals for the West. Pondexter the quick trigger, and Candice Dupree the rebound for the Western Conference. Taurasi misfires on a 3. You see for the West, Candice Dupree starting this third quarter rather than Skylar Diggins, who was voted a starter. Schimmel again! Joni Schimmel shining in this third quarter. She has the last 9 for the East, and her family certainly going to enjoy seeing that.
Joni Schimmel, you know that she can do this, is create her own shot behind the back. I mean, her teammates enjoying that. She can come alive and just score so many in a short period of time.
14 points for Schimmel, including the last 9 for the Eastern Conference. It's an 8-point lead for the East. Skylar Diggins now in for the West, as is Sue Bird. Hey, WNBA Live Access is now available at the lowest price of the season. Watch WNBA games live or on demand on your computer, tablet, and mobile device for only $9.99. Visit WNBA.com/live access to sign up now. Schimmel the breakdown. Not that time on the finish.
I've professed my love all season long for Live Access. It's the best app I have, next to Watch ESPN, of course.
That's a terrific app. Dupree finishes on a nice little slip pass from Diggins. Catchings the hook pass to Souza, banks it home. And then McCautry knows how to pick a pocket. Comes up with a bucket, and it's a 10-point lead for the East. Maya Moore answers on the other end. Moore now with 9. Eastern Conference has looked very good since falling behind 12.
Yeah, they look great, being really aggressive here offensively in this third quarter.
De Souza, no, and Diggins comes up with the count. Here's Moore, free lane to the rim, lays it home.
West coming alive a little bit too. You can definitely see the intensity is picked up here in the second half.
Usually that's what happens in all-star games, right? Second half, you realize I don't want to lose, and you start playing with a little bit more fire. As Griner hauls in the rebound. Here's Moore to Dupree, and Candace Dupree now has 12, and the West has cut the deficit to 4. Well, we have both the Gumake sisters mic in this second half. Let's hear from Chiney and Nneka as we step aside here on ESPN.
Did Brittany Griner really hit a three?
Yesterday, members of the 2014 WNBA All-Star teams hosted a WNBA Cares basketball clinic for children from boys and girls clubs around Phoenix to promote the importance of a healthy, active lifestyle. Through WNBA Cares, the WNBA is deeply committed to creating programs that improve the quality of life for all people, with a special emphasis on programs that inspire youth and families worldwide, promote health and wellness and education. The Western Conference on a 6-0 run have cut the East 10-point lead down to 4. Ryan Ruocco, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe with you here in Phoenix for the WNBA All-Star Game. Represents the halfway point of the season, Rebecca. We know Phoenix has been the best team thus far. Who would be your MVP right now?
Well, I'm the type of person I like to vote for the best player on the best team. Phoenix by far the best record, so I would go with Diana Taurasi right now. Obviously, Maya Moore having an outstanding year and has to be in the conversation as well.
Taurasi averaging nearly 18 points a game. She's second in the league in assists, averaging just under 6 assists per game. Maya Moore, meanwhile, averaging 24.1 points a game. She has a chance to break Taurasi's record of 25.3 for the highest scoring average in a year. That came back in 2006.
But you would expect when Simona Augustus back in the lineup, Brunson back in the lineup, that Maya Moore's numbers may dip a little bit because they won't need her to do as much as she's done thus far.
Tina Charles collects, can't hit. She had 14 first half points to lead all scorers.
Quietly. How good was Charles in that first half?
It's true. Sue Bird alone for 3, and it is a 1-point game and a 9-0 run for the West. Breland left it short. Diggins on the move with a Gumake to her left. The lob right back to Diggins, who waited nicely and finishes.
Those two players are great friends and have experience playing USA basketball with one another.
Tamika Catching, 6 points today, is 10 shy of Lisa Leslie's all-time All-Star record. You see how some of the first-time All-Stars are doing. Skylar Diggins with 13 points. Shoni Schimmel has topped her. Maya Moore led the All-Star voting and has 11 points this afternoon. And the Agumake sisters, so far the younger Chiney, is in the lead in that one-on-one battle as Skylar Diggins buries the 3. And now Diggins leads all scorers with 16 points. Here's Parker finding Diggins. Not that time. But Agumake cleans it up and ties her sister at 6 apiece.
Well, Ryan, we talked about it at the top of the telecast, and you are seeing great production from veterans and young players alike.
That's a bomb from Douglas, but it goes down. A 78-78 game inside of 2.5 minutes remaining in the third. Here's Diggins. Thought about turning the corner, instead finds Parker on a 3. And she shouts something at the Eastern Conference bench as well.
Michael Cooper over there just laughing at whatever Candace Parker said to the bench.
Michael Cooper, the first head coach to serve as an all-star coach for the Eastern and Western Conference, as Parker lays it in to give the West a 5-point lead. Suddenly that 10-point deficit, it's all gone.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of these all-star games. So much offense, you can make up a deficit like that quickly.
Each team has overcome double-digit deficits.
Just like the way that sounds.
Breland, what's that?
Double-digit deficits. Alliteration at its finest.
Triple D's. Here's Diggins, staying in theme. Lori Johnson rumbling to the rim for the lane.
Staying in theme.
Only for you, Rebecca. Here's Janae Agumake, had it knocked away by Johnson. Charles from 3 holds the pose, and Tina Charles showing some range there.
All the centers in this game showing that they have some skills from the outside.
Candace Parker has those ball handling skills as well. Johnson swiped away by Douglas. Final minute of the third, West leads by 2. As that pass goes off the rim from Janae Agumake. Here's Glory Johnson, got whacked by Jessica Breland. And free throws coming for Johnson. Hey, ESPN2's coverage of the WNBA continues Tuesday with a doubleheader. First at 8, the Fever look for a road win against the Sky. Then at 10, the Mercury take the court against the Storm. The WNBA on ESPN2 Tuesday at 8 and 10 p.m. Both games also live on Watch ESPN.
Another one of those full slate of games that we have on Tuesdays, and Seattle has 8 of their 10 remaining games are at home, so they really need to make a push to find their way into the playoffs again.
Seattle right now is on the outside looking in that Western Conference playoff picture. 9 and 15. They are 3 games out in the loss column, a game and a half overall behind LA, who right now inhabits the 4 spot. Still waiting for LA to find consistency. As Breland buries the jumper, the first-time All-Star, having a terrific season for the Chicago Sky, who have been without Elena Deladon, dealing with Lyme's disease. Otherwise, she would have been here starting today for the East, the second leading vote-getter. As Parker is fouled by Tina Charles. Certainly our best wishes go out to Elena in her recovery.
Last year, she was the leading vote-getter, and this year's second.
For more on Elena Deladon, let's check in with Holly Rupp.
Well, I did check in with Elena, and she says she's so sad that she can't be here, but unfortunately flying out there to Phoenix would have been rough on her immune system and taken away from her treatments. She's getting healthier and stronger, and she's been getting rigorous treatment daily in hopes of rejoining her team as soon as possible. She also wanted to say huge thank you to all the fans who've truly shown unconditional support for her. Guys, she's getting treatment 3-4 hours a day, doing everything she can to return, but obviously disappointed she's not here today.
As are all of us who don't get to see her play, one of the terrific young stars in this league. Good stuff, Holly, and certainly we hope that Elena Deladon is back sooner rather than later so we can be out there watching her. January gets it off, but Sue Bird just slaps it down and then flexes, hugs, and is met as if she's hit a half-court buzzer beater. Sue Bird feeling quite fine about that block, and the Western Conference has to feel good about their third quarter as they race a 10-point deficit and take a 1-point lead heading into the fourth. Tina Charles and Skylar Diggins doing their thing. For Charles, 17 points, including that triple, showing off her range. And how about Skylar Diggins with 16 to lead the West? Fourth quarter is coming up next. Thanks for coming back to the Boost Mobile. Skylar's taken. She's loyal to her man, and Drake still seemed pretty happy about that kiss he got on the forehead.
Yeah, I like the lipstick residue on his forehead. How much more of the show did he wear that?
I don't think he's ever taking it off. After multiple Instagram posts trying to court Skylar, he finally got his chance in person with her. Here's Brittany Griner with a little turnaround jumper. Give the West a 3-point lead on the Eastern Conference. Griner now has 15 points. The only player in the Western Conference with more is Skylar Diggins, who has 16 thus far. McQuarrie loses it. Robinson scoops it up. Whalen trying to grab a handle. Finally does. Candace Dupree quietly with 12 points, 7 boards.
Candace Dupree does everything quietly. Just ridiculously efficient and smooth inside.
having such a good year for the hometown Mercury.
We saw Sue Bird so excited about the block at the end of that quarter, and her entire career, 49 regular season blocks.
That's in a lot of games too, right?
377 career games. She averages 0.1 blocks a game.
Candace Parker doesn't get the roll. That's why she celebrated as if she had just hit a buzzer beater to win the game. As McCautry goes coast to coast, one of the Eastern Conference's finest stars with the finish. Danielle Robinson, given the elbow jumper, won't connect. McCautry in double figures now with 10. This time gave it up, and Whalen did a nice job to sneak in and poke away. Let's take another look at that reaction from Sue Bird, Rebecca, because it was just pure bliss on her face after this block.
She goes up, jumps in Candace Parker's arms. This is for a block at the end of the third quarter. And of course, it's only fitting that we see her fixing her hair with about 15 hair elastics, as we see throughout the course of her career. How many times have we seen her fixing that hair?
Tina Charles can't get the three that time. How about January? Got it. The Arizona State grad buries the triple and gives the East the lead. We're set up for a good fourth quarter here, Rebecca.
Back and forth.
Whalen on the spin frees herself for two.
How do you decide between a got it and a you bet when somebody hits the three?
I told you that.
Would be the secret to it all?
Yeah, can't do it. Agumake, you bet she got it. Dupree gives it up. So does Parker. Now Parker will fire. The East with a 92-90 lead. Robinson skies in for the rebound.
Come on, BG.
We have both Agumake sisters mic'd up. There's the sound you're hearing right now. Chene and Nneka.
Hey, Angel, you're Maya.
Nneka giving some love to her teammate Candace Parker, checking out for Maya Moore. Three-on-one off the backboard. McCautry can't finish. And you hear the laughter from Nneka Agumake.
Hit it.
And the prediction on the three. Schimmel answers off the glass.
Shoni Schimmel's giving the crowd a lot to cheer about here in this first All-Star game for the rookie.
Schimmel has 16. Robinson gets hooked.
Right here.
Nneka getting ready to check in.
The foul's number 13, Chene Agumake, her first foul. Second East team foul. Danielle Robinson shooting two. Into the West line, number 10, Schubert. And 30, Nneka Agumake.
Nneka and Chene.
Not using those fresh legs, man. You tired? No, absolutely not. No. Actually, I am. I'm very tired. I got you.
Discussing their endurance in this fourth quarter.
Of course. Nneka's not tired. She just came in.
Said, I got fresh legs.
Oh, my Lord.
McCautry, a little bit too strong.
Oh, team.
Here's Robinson speeding ahead. Oh, and able to finish. Carving through the D for a three-point lead for the West. Schimmel gets tricky on the baseline. Finding Charles, who has to finish that after that pass from Schimmel.
Shoni Schimmel's game, you mentioned it in the first half. She's built for an all-star game like this.
Tina Charles now at 19 points. How about Danielle Robinson getting hot in this fourth quarter for the Western Conference? Schimmel fires one out. It's Chene, unable to hit. Good denial from Griner. Moore, the quick turnaround, and McCautry claws it. Schimmel, a bomb. Bird stops on a dime. Nneka Ogwumike can't finish. And the East down 3 with possession. McCautry able to collect, finish, and draw the contest. A free throw coming to tie it for Angel McCautry.
The foul's on 42, Brittany Griner, second foul. First team foul.
Shoni Schimmel getting it done, scoring, but take a look. She's not looking, but you can. And Tina Charles with the finish. Shoni Schimmel, shake, come around. Oh! That rookie can pass, Ryan.
The Boost Mobile WNBA All-Star Game 2014 is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, you can't deny the power of an assist.
Take that charge, Sue! Oh, nice job, nice job. I'm going deep today, Sue. I'm going deep. Oh! I said it doesn't matter.
I almost called timeout. Like on the fallout, and I was like, eh.
Like if it was from that way, you would have got it. Woo. No, we got something for you. We got something for you. Were you gonna shoot that? Let's go, Katie! Yo, but watch them because they cherry picking.
Always appropriate to grab the ponytail of your sister at an All-Star game. A rare opportunity. Here's the first free throw of the game for the Eastern Conference. It comes with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go, and Angel McCautry completes the three-point play to tie it. Much like last year, set up for a good finish. Moore off the mark. And here comes Shoni Schimmel with 16 points and 7 assists. Make it 18, and she banks it home to give the East the lead. And should the East win, she just may be the MVP of this, Rebecca.
If the East wins this game, she will be my MVP. Tina Charles has played great, but Schimmel's been the one that's given him the energy here in the second half.
Should the Western Conference win, Skylar Diggins and Brittany Griner, both legitimate candidates at this moment. Angel McCautry can't finesse it home. How about Tamika Ketchum? Savvy veteran move for the 9-time All-Star to poke it away from Glory Johnson. Or triple team. McCautry came from behind. You saw it coming, Rebecca.
Well, actually, I was going to say she came down the floor asking for the foul.
Here is Moore off the mark on a 3. Ivory Latta comes over the loose ball. And here's the East suddenly with a 2-possession lead. Make it 3. Shoni Schimmel. She's taken over. 21 points for Schimmel and a 10-0 run for the East. Charles off the dish from Schimmel. Can't finish. Does the West have a run left in it?
As long as they have Maya Moore on the floor, they do.
There's Moore, can't finish. Charles the board. Schimmel the down court feed. Latta lays it home. It's a 12-0 run and a 9-point lead for the East. Cheryl Reeve wants a timeout.
When Shoni Schimmel gets back from the All-Star game, she's going to say to her coach, I don't belong coming off the bench. I belong as a starter. Michael Cooper saw it up close. Oh, she's come alive.
Schimmel has been tremendous. 21 points, 8 assists in her first ever All-Star game. The rookie has helped lead a 12-0 run for the East. They've taken a 9-point lead over the last couple of minutes of this fourth.
You can tell the players are getting a bit more competitive because they're starting to complain to the officials about not getting calls. Oh!
Shoni Schimmel with the spin and the finish as JWsBasketball looking possessed on that Eastern bench. 23 points for Schimmel, ties the most ever in an All-Star game. set by Candace Parker last year. Here's Freeland. Can the West make a run here?
Yes, but I just want to see more Schimmel.
Griner able to grab the handle. Pass knocked away into the arms of Latta.
Coming into this game, we thought Brittany Griner was going to provide all the wow moments and the one that might make somebody else look silly, but that's been all Shoni Schimmel.
Here's McContry working on Moore. Moore picks the pocket and then gets fouled by Tamika Catchings. Timeout on the floor. Final 2 minutes here in Phoenix.
So many times when I watch this young lady play, she does things like this, and the only thing you could say is, come on now! Oh, give it to us one more time, Shoni!
Shoni Schimmel, 9 points, 3 assists in the fourth quarter alone, and her family on hand, loving what they have seen. And Rebecca, I know you love seeing the passing of Shoni Schimmel.
Oh, well, we've seen the excitement of her finishing inside, but she's such an unselfish player. She might have more assists with no-look passes than she does when she's looking at the recipient, but it's just stutter stepping coming through. She is taking charge of this game here in the second half. Big plays and big minutes for the rookie.
She's tied the All-Star game record in points and in threes. Mind you, she is a rookie playing in her first one. Here's Maya Moore on a three. She got it, and don't go away. It's a 6-point game as Diggins comes up with a steal and draws the foul. And suddenly, the West can cut it to 4 if Diggins can connect from the line. Diggins with 18 points leads all Western Conference scorers. And hits the free throw. Taking a look at the WNBA national TV schedule on Tuesday on ESPN2, Indiana at Chicago, followed by Phoenix at Seattle. On Wednesday on NBA TV. In the morning, it's Connecticut at Washington. In the evening, New York at the Sparks. For more on these games, log on to WNBA.com. So it is a 4-point game now. Each team has overcome double-digit deficits. The West on a 7-0 run. Catching, puts an end to that. Moore goes around Schimmel and lays it in. A quick response. Little full court pressure from Sue Bird. Here's Schimmel. Will pop. Off the mark. Moore can't grab the rebound. Griner will. Here's Diggins, speeding in, flips it home, and it's a 2-point game. Diggins has 22 in her first All-Star game. Crowd wants a stop. Schimmel, a bomb, off the mark. Catching the offensive rebound, and she'll wind some more clock unless it's stolen, and it is! Bird to Diggins, and this game is tied. And Skylar Diggins with that bucket sets a new All-Star record with 24 points. A 1.5-second differential game and shot clock. Catchings will let it wind, crowd on its feet here in Phoenix. The 9-time All-Star on the follow, can't get it to go. Here's Moore, will let it fly. And we have overtime here at US Airways Center. What a flurry from the West to tie this game at 112. Let's see how it happened, Rebecca.
Well, you knew at some point the defense was going to come. The West needed a stop and a great steal by Skylar Diggins, but how about that? Sue Bird saving the ball from going out of bounds. Skylar Diggins coming in Woo, what a strong finish by the West.
A 13-2 run for the West to send this game to overtime. You get the OT next on ESPN. For the first time in WNBA All-Star Game history, there is overtime after a 13-2 run for the Western Conference to erase an 11-point deficit in the final 2 minutes. We have overtime, Rebecca Lobo.
Not exactly what I think most people expected from the last 2 minutes. They had to come back and give us our All-Star ballot, or our MVP ballots back in case the outcome of this thing changes. It looked like the East had it well under control, but a flourish. Great job. Skylar digging some late baskets in that fourth quarter. We got a ball game.
Lob inside, and Griner able to finish on a beautiful feed from Maya Moore to put the West in front. Here's Sue Bird. Around the Agumake screen. Moore with a hand in her face, still finishes. And the West remains red hot from the finish to that fourth. Maya Moore now has 21 points to go with 8 assists. And a bucket finally for the East as Tamika Catchings brings an end to that 17-2 run. Agumake from the foul line, off the dish from Diggins. (118-114). Latta denied by Griner, saved by Diggins. Diggins trying to hook it into traffic, and it's stolen. Here's Shoni Schimmel, who has 23 points and 8 assists. Douglas. Catchings fighting hard, and Breland ends up with it. Schimmel. No. And Catchings again. This time she's out of bounds, though. How about the effort on the offensive glass from Tamika Catchings, the 9-time All-Star?
Catchings is playing as if this is a WNBA Finals game and not just an All-Star game. She's going at it hard. This is a player who just rejoined her team a week and a half ago after missing much of the season from injury.
This entire second half and now in overtime, you can see these players want it. Diggins is a big reason why the West might get it. She extends her All-Star record to 27 points now. Schimmel with an answer, and she has 26, which if not for Diggins would be a record itself. Skylar with the crossover, can't quite finish, and the East a chance to try and make up some ground down 4. Catchings with the blow-by. Breland with the takeaway. Schimmel. That one was a little bit too tough. And now a scramble on the floor, and a foul is going which way? One official says white ball, the other says dark. And they will confer and decide on a foul against Brittany Griner. So it will be Eastern Conference ball.
Both of these teams wanting to wish they win this game. Catchings get in there. Griner, Breland hustling for the ball. These players are getting tired too. They're expending a ton of energy out here.
Brittany Griner getting a blow as Candace Parker comes in. Here's Catchings. Douglas run off the line, will try and take the 2, can't finish. Rebound caroms out to Bird. There's more for 3. The Western Conference crowd here in Phoenix loves what it sees. A 25-7 outburst from the West to erase an 11-point deficit with under 2 minutes to go, and now take a 7-point lead with 90 seconds left in overtime. Schimmel. Freeland, another offensive rebound. Douglas sets up a three and hits. And it's a 4-point game.
Shell Reeves stands up, slows them down, and calls play. She wants to win this game too.
Here's the first-time All-Star Diggins. The pull-up is off the mark. And the East down 4 in possession with 53 seconds to go. Schimmel is fouled by Sue Bird.
Sue Bird's like, I'm done with this nonsense. This kid in and out dribbling to go by me. I'll just call a foul until I got my reinforcements behind me.
How about Shoni Schimmel and Skylar Diggins, both playing in their first All-Star game, Rebecca?
Think the league's in good hands, Ryan?
I would say so.
For years to come, I would say so too.
Here's Schimmel. A three is good! 29 points for the rookie, and it's a 1-point game. Timeout taken by the West. 124, 123 as Schimmel connects on the bump.
One stop, let's go. Come on.
We haven't said her name in a while, so maybe we can get another look. Time on the clock. Sue Bird just trying to do what she can defensively. Schimmel loves the deep three from that side of the floor. The rookie showing no fear in her first All-Star game. Would you say this has been pretty decent res ball, Ryan?
Absolutely tremendous. Shoni Schimmel with an unbelievable afternoon, Rebecca.
I mean, in every which way she can. I mean, she's fantastic passes, getting her teammates open looks, and then hitting open threes, hitting shots when she's not open, creating, and just doing it all with a presence. I mean, look at this, no fear. That's how you describe the way Shoni Schimmel plays basketball. Absolutely no fear.
And Shoni Schimmel with a WNBA All-Star Game record, 29 points and 6 threes. Oh, by the way, she also has 8 assists. And it looked like the Western Conference had seized control in this overtime, but courtesy of WSBasketball, that's where Shoni Schimmel said she learned her flashy style. Street ball Sundays on the reservation she grew up in Oregon. And WSBasketball has been on full display here in Phoenix. Schimmel's 29 has cut the Western Conference overtime lead to 1. Keep in mind, the West used a 13-2 run in the final minute 50 to force overtime.
You see her just come out, look up at Candace Parker, say, I got you. And then switch back onto Sue Bird.
Here is Sue Bird. Inside of 30 seconds to go. It's Diggins. Parker underneath. And Maya Moore is fouled by Katie Douglas.
So coming out of the timeout, Cheryl Reeve calls a play for her best player on the Minnesota Lynx team, Maya Moore. She trusts her.
Not a bonus situation. First foul in the last minute, so 9.5-second difference game and shot clock. Here's Diggins. It's Moore cutting through the D. Moore forcing it up. Agumake can't finish, and the East has a chance here. Catching. Down 1. Catching lays it in with the left hand. And the West will take a timeout as the 9-time All-Star puts the East back in front. Seconds to go in overtime, and the Eastern Conference has erased a 7-point overtime deficit.
Maya Moore, good job getting into the paint, but nice defense, help defense by the East squad, and Tamika Catchings, the veteran, coming down. She wasn't going to pass this basketball. Great finish. This is a woman who's hit plenty of game winners in her career, including a week and a half ago for the Indiana Fever. Could this be a game winner in this All-Star game? Got 6 seconds to see.
100 career points in All-Star games for Catchings. Only Lisa Leslie has more with 102. 6 seconds left. Who gets the shot, Rebecca?
Maya Moore.
All right, we'll see if that's who Cheryl Reeve drew it up for. Diggins, Parker, Nneka Ogwumike, Maya Moore, and Sue Bird on the floor for the West. It's Bird who will trigger in.
But now the East knows the play because before the ball was handed, they ran the back screen for Ogwumike, but Sue Bird didn't even have the ball yet. I think Catchings knows it's coming now.
So will there be an alteration for the West? Down one with 6 seconds to go in the first ever All-Star overtime. Diggins goes baseline. She's stripped, maybe foul. There is no whistle, and there is an Eastern Conference win. 125-124 the final. Skylar Diggins asking for a foul. The East celebrating the most combined points in the history of the WNBA All-Star Game, and it ends with an Eastern Conference win, thanks in large part to that young rookie, Shoni Schimmel, as we take another look at the final play, Rebecca.
So the first play was a back screen for Ogwumike, but then Skylar Diggins does a great job coming off the screen, and you know, in the regular season, anything but an All-Star game, she probably would have got the foul. You're not going to get a foul called here in the All-Star game, though. And the East playing defense here. Tamika Catchings with the little poke away.
Skylar Diggins wanted the foul. Tamika Catchings was happy it wasn't whistled. And Tamika Catchings, who had that game-winning bucket and then the game-winning poke away, is standing by with Holly Rowe.
It's no surprise that Tamika Catchings' defense was one of the deciding factors. Take me through that last couple of seconds.
You know, we just wanted to stop. Everybody, you know, collapsed on the ball. Skylar came in. We thought Maya was going to get the ball. We didn't know it was going to be Skylar, but our game plan was whoever gets the ball, everybody collapse, make them shoot a hard shot, and we came out with it.
First overtime game in WNBA All-Star history. Why was this so intense the last 10 minutes?
You know, I mean, there's two great teams, a lot of great players out here, and you know, I think that we all come out, we want to have fun, but at the end of the day, you want to win too. So down the stretch, you know, we've all made, both teams made substitutions, and we all went out and played hard.
You're the most that have played in this game, 9 All-Star appearances, but how do you describe Shoni Schimmel in her first All-Star appearance?
Wow, amazing. You know, they call her Showtime Schimmel, and she came out, she put on a great show tonight.
Thank you, Tamika. Ryan?
All right, Holly. Well, Tamika Catchings, the vet, tied for the most All-Star appearances ever. 9, matching Tina Thompson, comes up with the game-winning bucket. A historic All-Star game here in Phoenix. These fans certainly treated to an entertaining contest. The West with a 13-2 run to close out regulation and force overtime. And then the East closes it out on an impressive run. Now it's time for today's Boost Mobile WNBA All-Star Game MVP presentation. Here's the PA announcer, Kip Helt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boost Mobile, the title partner of the WNBA All-Star Game, is represented at center court by Boost Mobile representative Adriana Brito. And now for the presentation of the Boost Mobile WNBA All-Star Most Valuable Player Award, please welcome WNBA President Laurel Richie and ESPN's Holly Rowe.
Well, Laurel, that was the first overtime game in league history. How do you describe this wonderful lady and the MVP?
Oh my God, what a game. We are so excited, and tonight all sorts of records were set by our MVP. So with a record 29 points in a WNBA All-Star game, the MVP, Shoni Schimmel!
Well, Shoni, this was so dramatic down the stretch. You kept hitting big shot after big shot. What were you thinking? It didn't seem like any shot was too hard at that point.
No, definitely not. You know, the hoop kept getting bigger and bigger each time. And so, you know, just to go out there and lay it out on the line, that's kind of what I did.
This was your first All-Star appearance. When did you start to settle in and feel like you belonged out here on the floor?
Once I kind of got going on the court, you know, it just felt good and it felt natural. And, you know, just kind of, hey, just go out there and, you know, give them a show.
You gave us a show. Your fans voted to get you here, but how does it validate you as a player that you did this today against the very best in the world?
I mean, it's all for the fans, you know. They gave me this opportunity to go out there and, you know, vote me into this game, and I had to go out there and repay them and do my respects.
Well, Showtime Schimmel is your MVP. Ryan?
All right, Holly. Well, we see the emotional reaction from her family and the trophy being lifted by Schimmel, who had 15 points alone just in the fourth quarter and overtime combined, Rebecca.
Shoni Schimmel just came in from the start of this game. She's only a rookie. She doesn't start for the Atlanta Dream. She showed today that she was one of the best players on the floor, came up with the biggest shots at the biggest moments for the Eastern team, and she showed it all. I mean, she was passing.